First up, let's talk about COVID. COVID is very much still a thing. What we've got here on the screen is the confirmed cases, and I've just highlighted the states, Germany, the UK and South Africa.
Geez, the US has come down quite a lot.
Yeah, the USA was hitting over 800,000 new cases a day, so at one stage. This in numbers, so 7-day average confirmed cases, South Africa is sitting on 2,690 per day. Germany is on 193,900 people. The UK is on 69,000. They're sort of plateauing, coming down, and South Africa, and then the USA with 219,000 a day.
It's much better than the 800,000.
Definitely. And bear in mind that the USA has their population is 6 times greater than South Africa, and about 5 times more people than Germany. And if you check at these stats here, you can see how Germany and the States are almost neck and neck with regards to confirmed cases.
Germany's going up.
Yeah, Germany is on the way up. With regards to deaths, the States still very high. Their death rate is sitting at around 2,500 people per day. South Africa at 148 people per day. Germany 159, and the UK at 221. Globally, just last week, there are over 400 million cases. Obviously, since the start of the pandemic, there's been 400 million confirmed cases of COVID. I've had it twice. You've had it once. Wow. I still feel like the first time you gave it to me.
But I tested negative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had finished already. Anyway, 2 million cases get reported per day globally.
Jeez.
Took 5 months to go from 200 million cases to 300 million cases. From 300 million to 400 million cases took just over 1 month.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Jeez. Wow.
So that's quite ridiculous. And this virus, since the start of the pandemic, has claimed over 6 million lives. I mentioned in that post that I put up last week, and I wanted to speak about it last week, but we didn't do a video. But there is new COVID-19 treatment pills that are coming onto the market. This will help bring this pandemic under control.
That's good.
And they should be hitting the shelves in South Africa hopefully by the end of the year.
Okay.
Which is amazing. So onto some news headlines. Madagascar last week, and actually over the last month, has been hit by 2 cyclones, 2 hectic, or 1 heavy tropical storm and 1 cyclone. It's called Cyclone Batsirai.
Batsirai?
Yeah, I don't know where they get their names from, but yeah, the cyclone has caused a lot of devastation in Madagascar. There's over 75,000 people are displaced. So this hit the land late on last week, Saturday. And 2 weeks before that, there was a tropical storm, and that was called Tropical Storm Anna. And that affected 130,000 people. Then this cyclone Batsirai affected another 75,000 people.
Give them a break.
Jeez, yeah, that's hectic. Winds reached the speed of 165 kilometers per hour.
Did you, just because you know of my love of the Navy, did you hear about the shooting that they did? I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was from the cannon. I don't know if they were from the ocean side that they fired the cannon, but it went through a neighborhood or something.
So actually, I asked my mom about this because she lives in Glencairn, and she said that it was nonsense, that there was no such thing, and obviously I had to do some research, and on doing some research, I found that the Cape Argus, who initially reported that the Navy had shot one of the frigate guns, misfired and apparently hit the mountain, which is completely false. This was never confirmed by any sources, and the reporter obviously heard about this. There were WhatsApp messages going on in various groups about this incident, and so Argus put an apology on this week saying that it was completely false, that it was unverified, And so, yeah.
It does sound like something that will happen, though.
I don't know, it's never been a case like incident like that, so I don't know. I think it's quite a cool sort of site, and it's definitely something worth exploring if you ever go out to Simonstown.
Sorry.
They have Navy festivals there. We can actually go onto the ships and they do demonstrations and all that jazz. You really dislike the Navy and the Army.
I'm sorry. I keep thinking about that video that went viral last year about the army up in was it Durban or Joburg, and the guy was so overweight and unfit he couldn't get into the back of the truck, and the other guy wasn't strong enough to push him up. Come on. I can't trust someone that can't get into the back of a truck. Oh, another thing is that Mission Impossible, the 8th one, is being filmed in Cape Town.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, Tom Cruise will be floating around, or should I say flying around.
Yeah.
Doing all his stunts.
You might look over him though.
You need a zoom lens to capture images of him.
I'm sorry I had to. Oh, the first time I met them was so funny.
You can expect lots of Instagram feeds and stuff to be with all the celebrity spotters. I'm sure Cape Town will be going crazy.
My music teacher back in high school was in love with him. She had 1 million posters in the small little music room. Wonder if she knows he's coming to town.
There's actually quite a few productions happening in Cape Town. I see often if we drive down by the castle, there's always a production happening there. Not sure what movie it is.
Even here in Long Street, 2 days ago, they were filming in the pizzeria.
Yeah, so whether it's commercials or films, it's really rad. It's nice that Cape Town is getting onto its feet again with regards to productions.
Yeah, it's nice seeing the film industry picking up.
Exactly.
Just because I've already started thinking about the next road trip and now having a baby and, needing to find baby-friendly stuff to listen to. Just a quick tip on planning for those road trips. I would say definitely download your podcast beforehand. The amount of times we have nothing to listen to because we forgot to do that is ridiculous.
There's often a lot of the stretches between the towns where there's no cell phone signal. Yeah. And normally if there's no cell phone signal, there's no radio signal. So it's always a good idea. When you've got access to Wi-Fi, download those podcasts. Some of our favourite podcasts my favourite one at the moment is True Crime South Africa.
That's a good one.
Yeah, hosted by Nicole Engelbrecht.
Although, and she knows this, her voice is very soothing. I fall asleep so quickly listening to her podcast.
She's got a great Facebook community as well on her page. So if you are interested in all sorts of serial killers and that type of vibe in South African context, it's a pretty cool podcast.
Yeah, it's done really well.
She does a lot of research into her podcasts. Another one I like, my personal favorite, is The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. This is a sort of a science podcast, just with latest news, updates with regard, and they speak about rockets and sort of just new technological advances and that kind of vibe. A really cool group of guys or group of people that put it together, and they've been going for years and years. It's quite nice.
Yeah, that's not my favourite one. But
what's your favourite?
I must say the one science thing you listen to, that's Science Versus.
Science Versus is pretty cool.
That's always really cool. And I can't remember what her name is, but she makes it fun and quirky.
That was just what her name.
She's Australian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Australian or Kiwi or something. Probably Australian.
One of my favourites is My Dad Wrote a Porno.
Thank you, Abby, for putting me onto that many years ago.
I love it.
I've blessed Linda with that content. Yeah, My Dad Wrote a Porno is absolutely cringeworthy.
You have to.
It's hilarious.
You have to. It's amazing. You can't explain it.
My Only Story by Dion Wiggett was another cool series that we listened to, podcast series. Dion Wiggett went on a manhunt for a paedophile, a serial paedophile in South Africa. And yeah, he had 2 seasons. In the first season, he was really chasing after this one guy. And in the second season, he ended up exposing a whole group of serial paedophiles working in the top schools of South Africa over the years. And yeah, that was really mind-blowing that this kind of thing can happen.
Opened more and more and more cases and exposing. It's ridiculous.
Another favourite of ours is There's No Such Thing as a Fish.
Ooh, yes.
Which is it's done from the QI offices, and basically the host, there's 4 hosts, and they each every week bring a fact to the table, and then all the other 3 hosts will each analyse and give other tidbits of information related to that fact. And the guys are very funny. Yeah. There's some crazy things that these guys find every week, but it's a really awesome podcast.
Before we went into our self-isolation, we went on a long ride with friends for the last time before baby is here. Where did you go?
We did a nice peninsula ride with just a few friends, Morne, Trevor and Wayne. We hopped on our bikes and did a lekker peninsula ride, went over Chapman's Peak, actually stopped in Hout Bay for a coffee by the Life Saving Club. We haven't seen that little coffee bar before. It's a really nice, it was delicious coffee and quick service and right on the beach, Hout Bay Beach in the corner by the parking lot. From there we went over Chapman's Peak, through Sun Valley, towards Cormackey, went over the mountain onto towards Scarborough, and so we rode through Scarborough, headed up past the entrance to Cape Point, and we stopped there along the road at one of Trevor's secret spots that I won't show you on the map because Trevor will be upset.
Yeah.
And yeah, just took a couple of cool photos there. Really rad spot, and then headed out through Simonstown, Blencairn, and then back over. I think we went through Cork Bay actually, Yeah, super busy on the weekend. I just wanted to say the traffic must have been ridiculous. No, it's lucky when you're on a motorbike because traffic doesn't really matter. You can go around the cars or between them, and then back up on the M3, went to Cape Town, and Morne headed off back to the northern suburbs.
Awesome. Let's see how good Uwe's memory is. When was the last time, and my first time, that we went to Cape Point? For what was it, on which day, and how do we get there?
On which day? We rented a Harley. I have no idea when it was. But we were riding a Harley Davidson, which was flippin' rad. Rented that and went to Cape Point.
To do what?
It was Valentine's Day last year. We had a competition, and I remember I remember there was Valentine's Day winner. We had a competition running on Go Adventures page, and we had to announce the winner.
Yes!
What a great Valentine's Day. And it's Valentine's Day coming up next week.
Yeah, and we've got some cool things in the pipeline.
As soon as our website launches, which is hopefully soon, we're going to have some cool Valentine's Day competitions, give away some more prizes. We love giving away stuff.
I think that's it.
That is it for this week's roundup. Thank you for watching.
Next week we'll be in the hospital.
Follow us, like our page, subscribe on YouTube,
buy
comment.
our packages.
Visit our website when it's ready. Until then, message us if you would like any help planning a rad holiday.
Okay, bye.